Hello, everybody. It is a glorious Wednesday, June 12th, 2024. It's 9 a.m., which means it is time once again for our mindful moment. I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I'm the Senior Minister here at Unity of Tucson. Unity of Tucson is an inclusive and loving spiritual center right in Tucson, Arizona. And the mindful moment is an opportunity I take every single weekday, Monday through Thursday, slightly shifted now, Monday through Thursday to engage in some spiritual practice. What happens on Fridays? Well, that's the day that I rant with Reverend Steph Saint Amand. Rant means radically affirmative new thoughts. So it's another option for connecting and engaging. But this is the mindful moment. And that's what we're here to engage in now. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, I would love for you to post a comment and let me know that you are here. I always love seeing those comments come through. And of course, I do want to offer my reminder to you, as I say every time I join you. The reminder is this: you are love, you are light, you are life, you are magnificent. And I am so grateful that you shine your light and share your magnificence with all of us. Thank you for sharing it with me. For that, I am deeply grateful. Yeah. So today, I haven't really formulated what I wanted to talk about too closely today. When I started thinking about what I wanted to talk about, one of the things that's really prevalent in my mind today is this being the 8th anniversary of the mass shooting at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida, which was something that directly affected the community of which I'm a part, the LGBTQIA community. And I have friends who were employees at Pulse nightclub. They weren't there that night, but I have connections to that nightclub and to the experience of that. And so I started thinking, like, what happens when something so dramatically challenging, and that's how I'm going to couch it, that it's a challenging thing in mind, right, to see such horrible violence against anyone. I mean, not just in my community, but against anyone. You will probably know this about me. Over the years, I've become a proponent of stricter gun control. My belief is that we should have stricter gun control in this country for various reasons. And I'm not wanting to really get into the political aspects of that, only to say this, that I have been disproportionately affected by gun events in my life in various ways. And gratefully, I've never been one of the direct, I've never been directly involved in it, but lots of people in my life have been. And this really took a turn in a way that I was not expecting. Okay, so here's what I wanted to say. Here's really where I was going with this, and then I kind of meandered. When something really challenging happens, I mean, to the degree that it feels insurmountable, what is our ability to respond in that moment? Because it could have been very easy to step into a mindset of retaliation or revenge for the event. Certainly the initial impulse was, hey, that guy who did that, we have to get him, right? And that's I think not a sustainable way of reacting and responding. So what is possible? What is possible? Well, one of the ways that I addressed it when the event happened, first of all, I was in Guatemala. I mentioned that a couple of weeks ago. I was in Guatemala when it happened, and I was there on a trip to help construct a creative classroom at a boarding school that serves underserved youth in the rainforests of the Rio Dulce area, right on the eastern coast of Guatemala. So it was really prevalent in my mind what was going on and how challenging it felt. And here I am in Guatemala doing work in a different vein entirely. But feeling the feels, really feeling the feels around that experience. And so when I got back from that trip, one of the things that ended up happening is I had stepped right back into preparing for the concert that I was going to be performing with the choir that I was singing with at that time. And they had immediately transcribed the song that Melissa Etheridge wrote in the wake of Pulse, and we put it together as a choral offering in that concert. And it was literally like within days of the concert, we put together this whole song that Melissa Etheridge had just recorded and released like that day. So what are the ways in which we can step forward in positive, constructive ways? That's really what it boils down to. In the wake of tragedy, how can we remain positive? Well, first of all, it takes the work to remain positive. We have to step into that. For the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus mentions that we should turn the other cheek. What that doesn't mean, I want to be really clear, what that does not mean is that we should be doormats. It does not mean that we should let people roll all over us. It does not mean that we should just accept it for what it was, the tragedy. But what is our capacity to respond moving forward? That's a spiritual practice that is a pretty significant spiritual practice for a lot of people. But it all boils down to, you know what? Essentially what I have written on my shirt today. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. And in this instance, I think that second phrase, forgive everything, is of paramount importance. Forgive everything. Forgiveness does not mean excusing behavior. Forgiveness is an inside job so that we are not eating ourselves up for the misdeeds of others. I can beat myself up because through the practice of being upset about somebody out there. But I choose not to. I choose not to, but it's a practice. It's a daily practice. And today, on an anniversary date like today, or even like 9/11, which many people still have very strong, significant feelings about, even 23 years later, this will be the 23rd year after that event. It's not easy, and I'm not saying it's easy, but it is possible. And so let's step into the realm of possibility and let us choose to reflect, relax, and allow love only, forgive everything, and remembering who we are. That's the spiritual practice I invite us all into today. Certainly what I'm going to be focused on as I have the opportunity to reflect on that event from 8 years ago at Pulse Nightclub. Take a breath. Let's share in the practice of affirmative prayer together. Allowing an easeful moment. If it's safe and comfortable for you to close your eyes, feel free to do that. Letting the mind and the heart relax. I step into the deepened awareness of the one infinite power and presence. I step into a realization and a recognition that this is the only thing that exists, God. Love. Love beyond the feeling and emotion. Love is a deeper understanding of the connected nature of all things. All things are the outflow of love. And so we are that which is. Love is infinite. And so with that frame of mind, knowing that this is who and what I am, this is who and what each and every one of us is, the outflow of love, I choose to act according to that paradigm. I let go of notions of retribution or revenge because they have no place in a loving mind. And I choose to open up in this moment to forgiveness through the remembering process. To remember who I am is to be forgiving. For when I am remembering who I am in a state of spiritual mastery. And in the infinite, there is nothing to forgive. And so forgiveness comes naturally. I reflect on love. I trust in love. I hold firm in my faith that this is the truth. Rooted in the awareness of the one infinite power and presence being all there is, and this being the core of each and every one of us. the core and the breadth, for there is no aspect of our being that is not wholly divine. So I simply let it be with gratitude and appreciation overflowing from within. I relax, I trust, I know, I let it be so, and affirm it by saying, and so it is. Amen. It is always a delight to share time with you. And I am so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for being the love that is inherently who you are and being willing to share it and show it in so many magnificent ways. I will look forward to seeing you again tomorrow at 9 a.m. right here for the Mindful Moment. And of course on Friday at 9:30 a.m. for the rant with Reverend Steph and I. And yeah, I feel so much better. That's the power of prayer. I just feel better. So thank you. Peace and blessings, y'all.